We can't categorically state that the contestants in Squid Game Season 2 would have been better off without Gi-Hun's help. However, the differences between what happened in Squid Game Season 1 and Season 2 leave a lot of unanswered questions, and Gi-Hun's role is a key factor in the equation. To begin with, did the fewer lost players in the first game of Season 2 lead to the stay vote winning? This issue arises in the scene where Gi-Hun guides many players to successfully complete the red light, green light game based on his past experience. Unlike in the first season of Squid Game, whereby more than half the players lost their lives, less than a quarter were terminated in the first game of the second season. Apparently, the shock in the second season was dampened by the low player loss, unlike the first season that shocked everyone to the point that majority voted to leave. They didn't have any money at all to leave with after the first game in the first season, unlike the second season, yet they chose to stay in the second season. By voting to stay, players in the second season were putting themselves in more harm to the point where they might all be eliminated. But that's not the only thing that negatively affected players due to Gi-Hun's help. Probably, after realizing Gi-Hun's influence in the first game, the rest of the games were changed by the Squid Games organizers. Here, the second game changed from a single-player game of cutting out shapes on a fragile cookie to a set of 5 mini-games for teams of 5 players. Not only did they have to play more games in one challenge, but they also had to rely on other players who may be far less skilled. Evidently, things seem to have taken a turn for the worse. In the same way, it's also possible that Gi-Hun's presence forced the Squid Game organizers to rig the games even further. They did this by the frontman, In-ho, joining in for the vote after the first game, which broke the tie between the leave versus stay votes. Unfortunately, Gi-Hun was not skeptical of player 001, despite knowing that the previous player 001 in Season 1 was an insider. The previous player 001 was the literal creator of the Squid Game, Oh Il-nam. Besides, the current player 001 seemed strangely skilled in fighting. But that still didn't ignite Gi-Hun's suspicions. Just to be fair to Gi-Hun, there were several unbelievable failures by his allies that would have doomed his operation, even if he was flawless. This is Brill Comics. This channel is supported by your generous donations.